to be, is that kind of what we're talking about, basically?
You have the easy ability to pull up,
Yeah.
I got a question,
yeah.
just while you're looking that up. This area has previously been used as a beer garden,
During Hudson Days,
Only
or
during
other
events.
type of events like that.
but I mean, we've allowed
Oh,
it,
yeah, yeah,
even if for a short period of time.
right. The same way at the Federal Pub, same way at the AMVets, same way at.
Are you talking about just the front sidewalk?
Yeah, it's only been the front
corner.
sidewalk.
Yeah,
There
front-
hasn't been anything on the side of the building that we've allowed, that I've been here.
On Hudson Days, though.
Yeah.
they have
Yeah, but
in the
that's
past.
out, but that's out in front.
No, they've had stuff on the
Oh, they
side.
have?
Well,
Okay.
they've had a tent, I guess I
Okay,
should
and
say.
that hasn't been
with
since I've been
tables
here,
and-
so.
Yeah.
But are we asking for longer than just a short term?
What's the actual
like all
address?
Summer, the summer season's right?
3.
103.
Yeah, 103 Eldora.
Well, I think to give the business an opportunity to see what value to do, definitely Hudson Days is a period of time, but to get them to be able to start now and run through the summer, maybe it's from now until, until the snow flies. Once the
Yeah.
snow flies, probably isn't gonna wanna be out there. But that would also give her then the ability to see, there it is, see.
Okay, explain
So
it.
this right here, right?
Yeah, the
Right.
blue line is the property line.
So that's the building.
Would you be?
So right
Oops.
now, the only door is here. And this is what you were thinking, potentially
Yeah,
swinging
I
the
asked
door
him, Steve,
out
if-
instead of in.
Yeah, I asked him, Steve, if I can close right there and open the door the other side. He said,
Oh.
no, the door had to be in front.
Yeah.
You
see.
know, but if I do it like, change the door open this way and in the corner, we can put a fence open this way and put a fence and
Can
go
you-
people right
Can
there.
you go up there and point out where you would put your fence?
Because in the past,
Sorry.
You're fine.
during Hudson Days, the tent was kind of down through here,
Mm-hmm.
right? Only out there about 8 feet.
Okay, this is the door in here.
Mm-hmm,
So the door is open this way.
mm-hmm.
But we change, no, it's open this way.
Yeah, I got it.
If
Yep.
we change the door open this way, and right here is the street, and but if we
Sidewalk.
say if we put in right here fence, like here, to here, and here,
Okay,
people can go in like that.
so now the whole
If
corner.
I open,
No,
if I open the door, like here, it's
Yeah.
only, right there is very, I guess, not 20 people.
you're gonna take out your.
And we spend the money
Tables,
right
yeah.
there, exactly the same, the big restaurant, because the hood is expensive, electrical, and everything is new, because when we're on the road, we see it's
Right.
everything was damaged, like,
So you'd be willing to put in a
4
fence
days ago,
yourself?
we changed because we don't know the air condition was damaged, 4,000, everything is 1,000 and 1,000,
Oh
so.
my
Yeah,
So, just the bar for the change the door, emergency door for out back,
yeah,
just the bar, not the door,
it's
is
ridiculous.
1,000,
Yeah.
yeah. So
I know.
maybe like,
I know.
so,
And there's
but I don't have
cheap.
money for
You
make
had to figure that one out. didn't you?
fancy, like night. I don't have money right now, to be honest, I have a lot of bills and a lot, have to pay payments. But then I'm thinking about if we do a fence, maybe my friends can help to, we're planning to be a level like this to here with the wood,
Mhm.
like,
Yeah,
because the water can be, all the chairs
Sure.
can be
a
like that.
deck or something.
But I don't have money for me nice deck, but I want to do something to come in a little bit more money. I am focused right now, I have programs for order to go online.
I think,
But,
it's no different than like the Waterloo and Cedar Falls ones that have the Eden patio out there. And I would support helping you by allowing to use that, as long as somehow we figure out how to get a fence around it. My first thought would be, you need to put a fence around it, can we reach out?
Well, and that's
and
where
ask
I
for
would,
help with that?
I would absolutely agree with that suggestion is, I'd like to see something that can work on a temporary basis, that is not a lot of money expended by them, so that then at the end of the year, through the season, make it for a certain period of time, make it till October 1st, whatever. Maybe in October 1st, so she's got time. Then we can decide, or November 1st, then we can decide what really needs to be done the following year. Do we want a specific type of fence? Do we want something else?
Well, do they still have, do you know those movable, they look like metal, I think they are metal gates that can be moved, that look like bike racks?
Like at a fair.
Yeah, something like that. We don't have any of that, do we? But are there rental companies that rent that or something, I
It's
wonder?
expensive to rent.
Is it expensive?
Probably just as well to get something. So I have,
Is this an item on the agenda?
No,
no,
Okay.
so,
Are you looking at me? I mean, here are my thoughts.
go ahead.
My thoughts are, I think if we were to do this, doing something temporary for the rest of this year makes sense, for a few reasons. One is, they're not having to make a decision to like build something permanent and
Right.
expensive.
Right.
Two is, does it even work to bring in business that she needs? Three is, will we discover any downside from the city standpoint that we haven't thought of yet? Will there be brawls out there? I mean, no, but you know what I mean, like, are we gonna discover something that we don't want to happen, and so then we put the kibosh on it in the future? So that's kind of where I'm at there. Then the other thing that's kind of somewhat related but unrelated is, what kind of precedent are we setting with other businesses to, like, is every Tom, Dick, and Harry gonna come in here saying, well, you gave them this advantage, now you should give us an advantage?
but
And
what,
and what's that gonna look like?
I don't know that you would be setting a precedence, because this is a very particular situation where you don't have another business that has the ability to do this and have an outdoor service type thing.
I
So,
also
like-
say, let's look for it if we can, if there is another business that wants to come in and has a way they can do it.
So let's say,
Let's do it.
what does the federal pub do for
Hudson Days, they just put
They
snow
put it
fence out.
front.
Just snow
In
fence,
the
temporary
street.
snow fence.
And so
or-
what if they said, can we do that till October 1st?
That's in the street though, that's not on a pat.
Well, but it's out in front of the building.
It has to be attached to the building.
Yeah, it has to be attached to the building.
But yes, for Hudson Days, we let them go out into the street.
Or out
In
onto the
Olivia's
sidewalk.
case, she's got a lot of room here without getting out into the street.
Okay, so here's a question, if they wanted to come in and build a patio on the back, we'd probably allow them to do that.
Is that their property?
Yeah,
Yeah,
up to
Well, so of
where
course
the
we
edges.
would,
sure.
because it's their property.
Right,
You could potentially have something out, like out front. You could have one or two tables out
Like on the
front.
sidewalk,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
Would
mean,
we
yeah.
allow that?
Sure.
I mean, I think if another business wanted to, let's figure out ways to accommodate. We're trying to
I
find
can
ways
see
to
that.
get businesses into downtown
I
and make it easier for you, not more difficult.
Plus the people, a lot of people go up over the restaurant and ask,
Yeah,
you have patio? And I said, it depends on the city, I don't know.
right, no, I agree.
But a lot of people say it is good if they drink a margarita right there. And I'm planning in the future maybe bring a band, one a month.
Yeah.
And, I mean, something for
Yep.
Hudson, I mean,
Agreed.
and for me too. But
And who
it's
doesn't like
something-
chips and salsa and a margarita on it?
Heck, yes.
Oh, man,
Yeah.
that's good.
Cool.
So that's just my
So you
my
want-
problem is I don't
Okay,
wanna
then we'll be
open,
able to-
I don't wanna open a door in right here because it's
Right,
really.
right.
Are you going to, you're not planning on waiting for this before you're gonna open though, correct? What are you planning on opening, I guess is my next question.
If he, current and the guy,
I have nothing to do with it.
inspection's going tomorrow, maybe,
What?
to.
Oh, he's
No,
gonna
no, no,
inspect
no,
tomorrow.
Inspection.
I was like, you're gonna open tomorrow?
No, no,
Got
no,
lunch
if
planned?
they go to inspection tomorrow,
Sometime soon.
yes, I mean, I planning, if everything is good tomorrow,
Mhm.
I can start to make food tomorrow, not tomorrow, but organizing everything, and I planning to do it Thursday maybe.
Like a soft opening type of thing?
I need a first day and approve, and then come in inspections food,
Fantastic.
and
We're excited to help you, and I'm excited to help you in any way
Chris,
I
you gonna
can.
let us
so.
know about that soft opening?
Yeah, when I know, I'll let you
Set
know.
enough tequila.
What I hear is consensus is, yes, we're okay with you changing that door. We're okay with you coming up with some type of a written plan. Here's where the fence will be, that type of stuff. And then we'll work out a temporary permit perspective something until like the 1st of November, so you've got something to work with.
I would say Steve has to approve it too, as far as,
Right.
Steve's gonna have to approve all of that.
Yeah.
right, just so that we know that we're saying
Yeah.
that too,
Who's
that,
Steve, the inspection?
yes.
I asked him for that too many times, and he said he don't know that. It's
Yeah,
not
that's
his
ours,
job.
yeah.
That's what he said.
Yep, nope, that's fine. But just so that, like, if it's up to fire code, so that there's a way to get out and all that stuff, he has to approve that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, the patio part
Way to
is,
get out of the patio.
is my realm as well as your realm, because I can't just grant it because it's not her property.
Right.
It'd be totally different if it was her property, go for it.
But we could put it on the next agenda for
Yeah.
the council to decide on
Yeah.
it. So in 2 weeks, we could decide on it, and then you could go. But
No, it's-
we don't want that to hold you up from opening, obviously.
Well, I mean, that's is not, I just come in and I know,
This is addition.
this is, I need to follow the rules, I know that. But yes, and my other question is, you see, I asking, to him to, I wanna paint in the fences close to the door. Looks like the same all the city. And I asked him, he said he don't know, asking Chris if I can
What?
paint it.
What do you wanna
black.
do?
Like a more mural of the city.
Yes, because everywhere
Yeah, I don't
is.
care.
Go ahead.
It's your property, you can do what you
Any
want.
color, yeah, I wanna ask him because it looks like everywhere is the same, so I
No.
wanna know if I change
No,
They only
we
did it
have,
because they were lucky that they bought the
Like
paint together.
color, different color.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
that,
it's
it's your
yours.
property and we don't
Okay.
have any,
Yeah.
we don't have any ordinance or any rules that say that you can't.
Yeah.
On
You can,
signage
you
or
can
anything?
do whatever,
I
it's
just wanna
really
make
on the
sure.
side of your building,
Signage
whatever.
we do.
Do what you can.
Signage we do, but if you wanna do a mural, there's nothing.
I wish
that's-
painted the next building, but.
Yeah. You have to figure out how to buy that one and do
Yes.
what you're doing with this one.
Uh-huh. So that's,
Okay.
I wait 2 more weeks and you decide.
You go ahead and you can go with that. In the meantime, you need to kind of come up with a plan and I'll talk to Steve. We need something written or drawn out.
I did it this one, but I'm not professional, I tried to do it, but for myself.
Yeah, Steve is gonna want something different, like something professional.
So,
Yeah,
just,
mainly
Mhm.
more particulars on what the fence will be, how high it will be
What kind
and
of-
what it'll be.
Okay.
That'll be a starting point. Now I'll get back with you.
okay, sounds
Okay,
good.
thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, so yeah.
Gloria?
Olivia.
Olivia,
And the business is gonna be called,
Lapenka.
They also own Casa Margarita in Grinnell
Oh, okay.
that I've checked on, and there are people down there say it's great.
I've talked to people from Grinnell too that are with Red Ryan, they love it, so.
Great.
Authentic Mexican.
Where are we?
Now we're going on to Gail Bunz's.
Jack, while we're
Sure.
on
Mexican
comments, is
food.
there something you wanted to make a comment on, or?
Yeah, regarding speed limits, and it was a little bit interesting to listen to this fellow talk about the cameras. I was a little disappointed in that it doesn't take the driver's picture, but that's what it is. When I got Katie's email about the agenda, there was something on there about speed limits on certain streets, and it listed Ranchero from Hudson Road to the city limits of Waterloo at 35 miles an hour. It used to be, but that's not true anymore. Chrissy confirmed that, it's 25 as well, probably no. Anyway, regarding the cameras, I'm a little fuzzy on what Kate said in the safety committee about why Ranchero was not chosen. So maybe I missed something, but it seemed like there's an awful lot of speeders out there. Most of it, in my opinion, is from west to east. They come down Matt's Hill, and they didn't see the sign at the top by Sutton's house, or whatever happened. The other thing is truck traffic. Butterfield Road has a sign that says truck traffic. It's not in the city ordinance code, so therefore, in my opinion, it's not enforceable, and that's probably why we never see trucks pulled over out there. But if there's any help the city could do without tearing up Jake's streets that are decent shape now, finally, thank you. Truck traffic, when we get them on our security camera at 3 o'clock in the morning, or semis going east and west. It's uncalled for. Why? Sure, Target's over there, there's other ways to get there, so.
The biggest thing is why all the traffic goes out there is when you punch in target distribution on some GPSs,
I know.
it takes you to Shawless.
I agree.
Yeah, and they turn around on my driveway.
Yeah, or get stuck.
Yeah. Or at least
So-
right in front of my driveway.
Yeah, I guess, I've not chosen to go to the safety committee meetings lately, but, again, 25 miles an hour, both directions on Ranchero, and try to reduce the truck traffic. For safety reasons, you know. I understand the farmers have to go to market, that's not an issue for me. We've got kids in the neighborhood now, they ride bicycles, throw balls on the sidewalk across the road from us on the north side. And it's different than it used to be, so 25 and that should be it, my opinion. Thank you.
Yeah, I think it was with me that suggested against looking at the first speed cameras out in Ranchero because it was predominantly residential. But I was not focusing on knowing how much traffic you get by there that's cutting on through. And from a practical standpoint, if there's a speed camera there and you know about it and residents know about it, you're not the ones that are gonna get the ticket. So I don't have an objection for, the other thing we're looking at is from a public safety perspective, is it is a revenue generation, which would allow, if they don't have to focus time out here in Schrock and in Eldora, it would give opportunity to have more police time patrolling up through there. And definitely as more houses get filled in, and that's continuing. And those 610 plexes may be going up yet, or at least 2 of them this fall. It's gonna continue to pick up, so points are well taken,
Where's
Jack,
that?
appreciate it.
Yeah, I think the electronic speed sign helped for a while. It's been a while since I've been out there, but you got the crazies. Some people see that sign and they try to get the number as big as they can get it.
I would never do such a thing.
And you got the other people that they see the sign, they slow down. As soon as they get to the sign, they mash it to the stop sign.
Or they shoot it.
And so, it's kind of a crazy world with them. But
Scott, do you want to make a comment?
So like Jake said, the issue we run into almost 9 times out of 10 is target distribution shares an address with an address here in Hudson. The only difference
North and south.
is it's Hudson Road versus South Hudson Road.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So we get a lot of truck traffic even on Waters Road, and the Iowa Department of Transportation, particular motor vehicle enforcement, has kind of set a precedence that if it's a lost driver following a GPS in that situation where there's the identical addresses, the enforcement becomes a very fuzzy line, more dictating towards, okay, let's just get the driver out of here safely without.
Sure.
As far as the weight limit sign that is on Butterfield Road, one of the main reasons, other than it's not in the ordinance, that we don't enforce it, is that would require the additional purchase of scales
I know.
and to have all of our officers certified in order to write those weight citations.
Gotcha.
And as far as Ranchero Road, Jake and I have discussed this a couple times about the weight limit on that road, and there's no actual weight limit set that we've been able to find anywhere, Waterloo side, our side.
Okay. Thanks, Jack,
Thank you.
appreciate it.
What are we talking about right now? Are we doing
We're
something?
getting ready to go with admin, personnel committee.
Yes.
Okay, but if you got questions for Jack?
Are we gonna talk anything about speed cameras anymore tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
350.
Yeah, we will.
I forgot it's item A on the agenda.
Got it.
Good Lord, we're earning our money tonight.
Yes, we
Yeah, you
are.
are.
Admin personnel.
Okay, we met today. First item on the agenda was, we had interviewed someone for the water sewer superintendent position. And we had interviewed Nick Stratton. We made an offer to him pending approval here tonight, well, not, yeah.
Yep.
So anyway, Nick has, we need a grade 2 in the areas with the DNR. And he actually has all 2s and some is even, 2 of them are 3s. So he's willing to continue to get certified in that. So, yeah, that'll be an item on the agenda here.
Is one of those a 4, Chrissy, or is it all 3? Is
Yeah.
it 3? Okay.
Yeah,
2, 3,
the-
4.
Yeah, there's a couple of them that are more.
Oh, are there? Okay, good. Next, personnel manual update. Not a lot, but kind of went through changing from city clerk to city administrator. There's gonna probably be discussion in the future about holiday schedule and office hours. So that will be coming up down the line. And we adjourned at 4:53.
Thanks, Gail. Any questions for Gail?
This was a meeting today?
Yeah.
So it wasn't in the packet?
No,
Right.
it wasn't, no. No, it just happened at 4:45.
Well,
I mean, there's a placeholder for it, but that's why the
Interviews
minutes
have
were
been
not in.
created, conducted last week.
that's fine.
Item A, public
No.
hearing.
Gotta go,
No.
gotta go back to your public hearing.
Number 1, public hearing.
There
I've
you
said
go.
public hearing,
Yep.
just-
Right there.
There you go.
Which is when I should have let Jack talk. Sorry, no. He doesn't have to repeat it, right?
No.
you just-
Yes, please.
Okay, item 1, under public hearing, I will open the public hearing to amend section 63.04 of the City of Hudson Code of Ordinances regarding speed limit changes, predominantly speed limit changes were on Eldora and on Schrock.
Correct.
Any written comments?
No.
Any oral comments other than Jack's that he's already made? I'll close the public hearing. Item, general government, Hudson City Council maintains the right to waive the first and second readings of the ordinances presented and may pass the third and final reading of the same ordinance within the same council meeting. Item 1, which I forgot was on there, discuss recommendation for a future meeting regarding speed cameras.
I would ask that we, at our next meeting, put an agenda item to direct the chief at this point to start with the contract, to get the contract so that we can have it for our next meeting to approve the contract.
So you'd start work on it now for something to present at the next council meeting.
Correct.
Okay. Any disagreement with going with that way? Okay.
Now, I would say the 3 cameras that we're talking about. And we always do have the option that we can add more future if we want to, unless Matt has concerns about wanting to add that 4th one at this time.
So here's where I'm at. I can see the benefits in Hudson of speed cameras, and I could almost be convinced that we should do it, but I can tell you right now, I'm gonna be a no on this. And I'm not upset about it, I'm not gonna fight it. The constitutionality issue is an issue for me, and it has been from the time that this opened. And so, I think I'm gonna go down 4-1, and I'm fine with that. And I don't wanna stand in the way, I'm totally okay with Danny pursuing a contract. I'm not, pursue a contract, but I wanna be fully open with the fact that from stem to stern, I'm not gonna oppose it actively, I'm not gonna fight it, I'm not gonna drum up a bunch of community, whatever, but I'm gonna vote no,
Okay.
so.
So at this point, you're probably not gonna suggest that we add Ranchero formally onto it?
I mean,
That's kind of up
do
to
you need me to?
Danny's.
I mean, do you need me to be, I think that's up to him.
It's up to you.
And if the
Whether or
final
not to go for a
package
4th one in there.
has that in it, I'm gonna vote no on it, just like I was if it didn't. This has nothing to do with Ranchero.
No,
In fact, I think you can make a case that it will make Ranchero
Well-
safer than anywhere else in town.
I can truly say that Ranchero was the 2nd highest location of violators.
So, I mean, this isn't about the street I live
Yep,
on.
yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep, I do.
The only thing that I was concerned with, if we add all of them at once, we can't take them away for that 3-year period. Right? So if we added one and then decided that the neighbors didn't want one at Rancho, not that that's our main reason to have it or not have it,
I mean, take it down.
yeah.
Yeah, find out that within the language of the contract.
You know what I mean?
Is our contract to have at least one up? Can it vary, and once something is installed, can it be moved or removed?
I would bet no, because they're gonna put in permits and they're gonna put in power to those cameras. So they're not gonna
They're
pay.
solar powered, aren't they?
No.
No, they said it wasn't, it's gonna be wired.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're not gonna pay to move it for us unless we go with those handhelds that are movable.
And on Ranchero, we would need a pole, which we could put it in the
You
yard.
can put them all in my yard. I'm all around 1 million mailboxes already, so.
You know, so.
Good question, good question.
You know, if you wanna have it in there, this is up to you. I'm gonna use your judgment, police department's judgment on that. And if you present a case that we don't approve them all, we can pick and choose at that meeting as well. But you could put it in there. Now, I would ask that we probably, and Jack, I'm gonna put this back on you, maybe, is is it just you, or have you spoken with any of the neighbors to know what they feel about this? Do you know what I mean?
Have
Okay.
not spoken to anybody.
That's the question I was putting back on you, is if you had asked
Other than
them.
the other person that lives in my house.
Does she agree with you?
Mostly,
You
yeah.
know, and I know we don't have Leon here to be able to ask him either, because he'd have the pulse on the neighborhood, but.
That's the good thing about this. This will be a proposal, it gets a public
Right.
hearing, and then it goes through ordinance
Yeah.
readings, and at any one of those, we can add streets, subtract streets. We
So,
got a lot of latitude once we
Right.
go through the public hearing.
my suggestion would be to anybody that lives in that neighborhood, we've got 3 of them in this room right now, that if we even, if you talk to your neighbors or something and let them know what's happening,
I think I'll do that on July 6th.
there you go.
Come on over. Yeah. Come on over. I would just say, I think that there's a good chance that the neighborhood would largely support it. I mean, just from a safety perspective, and I'm not anti-safety, I mean,
Right.
it's just you're weighing.
Shooting fish in a barrel.
All right, any further comments on that one?
So we don't need to do anything
No.
except to direct
He's
that,
got his
right?
direction.
Rock on.
Item
Direct it.
B, discussion action to approve the third reading of ordinance 864, an ordinance amending the code of ordinances of the city of Hudson by adding chapter 6915, no parking on one side. And this is for 7th Street, no parking, south side, 8 to 5, 8 AM to 5 PM,
Monday through Sunday.
Yep.
Sunday through, yeah,
Every day.
every day of the week.
that too.
Yep. Do you have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Wyatt.
Aye.
Reister.
Aye.
Buns.
Aye.
Sewell.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0.
Item C, discussion action to approve the third reading of ordinance 865, an ordinance amending the code of ordinances of the city of Hudson by amending section 6914, snow removal, and this is basically clarifying the dates and also the 2 inches instead of 1 inch.
So moved. Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Buns.
Aye.
Wyatt.
Aye.
Sewell.
Aye.
Reister.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0.
Item E, discussion action to approve the first reading of ordinance.
D, where are we at? D. You're on D.
Oh,
You
the
missed D.
signs. Oh. Okay, discussion action to approve the third reading of ordinance 866, an ordinance amending the chapter 65 stop or yield required section 6502 of the Hudson City Code 2017 by adding yield signs numbers 12 through 14, and they're already up, aren't they?
No,
I saw some yield signs today.
no.
5th Street has always had yield signs.
Oh, that's right,
You got a lot of signs to order recently, don't you?
They're not cheap.
Motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Wyatt.
Aye.
Sewell.
Aye.
Reister.
Aye.
Buns.
Aye.
Carries 4-0.
Now I'm on item E, right?
Yes.
Discussion action to approve the first reading of ordinance 869, the ordinance amending the code of ordinances of the city of Hudson, Iowa by amending provisions pertaining to speed regulations, predominantly the Schrock Road and Eldora Road changes. Motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Reister.
Aye.
Buns.
Aye.
Sewell.
Aye.
Wyatt.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0.
Item F, discussion action to approve resolution 2942, resolution for approval of the project for flooring upgrades for the City of Hudson Police Department. This is after Officer Wiersma, Sergeant Wiersma worked with DNW and the city, or the school, and got us a little bit of a reduction in the overall cost.
Yes. So, like I had said before, the school had a surplus of carpeting from when they did the elementary school, which they are trying to prevent from going into the landfill. So Dr. Boss reached out to us after we had started our project, said, hey, we've got this carpet, we'll sell it to you at a discounted rate. So, working with DNW, making sure that that carpet is still available. It is, and they are able to order it through their supplier. Working through the numbers quite often, because with the school and then Corey is more than willing to do things. So if we would order the same style carpet, just strictly going through D&W, the grand total on our project would be about $13,000. If we purchase the carpet through this, that the school has, which is roughly 700 square feet, so about half of what we're looking at doing, that would drop our price for the total about $1,550. So,
So you're saying there's school carpet that's left over, and you're contacting D&W to make sure they have the stuff that matches that?
yes, to make sure that, because they make carpet in batches, so to make sure
Got
that that particular style and
Yep.
is still in production.
Got
That carpet retails for $5.70 a square foot. The school is selling that carpet to us for $3.50 a square foot, and throwing in about 360 feet of vinyl base for free.
We like savings.
So that drops our, and it was, you know, we're trying to compare apples to oranges with what we had originally price quoted, so I had to have them rework up, you know, numbers several times to get to where we're, you know,
And Corey will make
going apples to apples.
If it's not exact, obviously, they can move it around and go to one room or the next room.
Yep,
or
Corey
whatever.
did say that, you know, being that it's coming out of a different batch or different lot number, there may be a little color variation that he can hide in a transition to where you would actually have to know it's there, or have a very trained eye to notice that slight color difference if there is one.
Great. So we got a motion to approve,
So moved.
second discussion? Roll call.
Sewell.
Aye.
Reister.
Aye.
Wyatt.
Aye.
Buns.
Aye.
Motion carries
Thanks for all your
4-0.
work on that and saving money.
There you go. Item
G.
G. Thank you. It's way beyond our normal end time here, you know?
Past my bedtime.
G, right?
Yes.
As I go.
Discussion action to approve resolution 2943, resolution setting a date of public hearing on the urban renewal plan amendment for the Hudson urban renewal area. Public hearing to be on July 25th, 2022, and this is relative to the Colwell expansion.
So moved.
Second. Discussion? Roll call.
Wyatt.
Aye.
Reister.
Aye.
Buns.
Aye.
Sewell.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0.
Item H, discussion action to approve resolution 2944, resolution for approval of road closures for Hudson Days.
And I emailed you out, the
Updated.
updated list today.
Pretty well standard.
So it's basically the same thing as last
The
year.
only thing updated is just the car show, it's gonna be in a different spot, it's gonna go down Fifth Street to Dale Drive, so.
Got the motion, if I get a second?
Second.
Third.
Discussion? Roll call.
Reister.
Aye.
Buns.
Aye.
Sewell.
Aye.
Wyatt.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0.
Item I, discussion action to approve resolution 2945, resolution for approval to offer employment and set wage for wastewater superintendent for the city of Hudson, Iowa, and this would be Nick Stratton, and that's at $30 per hour.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Sewell.
Aye.
Buns.
Aye.
Wyatt.
Aye.
Reister.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0.
Tell him thanks.
He